Ladies and gents, all things covered. We got a special show for you guys as we oftentimes provide you guys quality sound information content. If you're a Green Bay Packer fan, I know right now you're in your feelings. You have a reason to be in your feelings, but we're going to brighten you up just a little bit. If you're a Florida State Seminole, wasn't an ideal year for the Seminoles, but we're going to brighten you up on that aspect as well. This individual, second round pick in 1990, out of Florida State University, spent all 12 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, 4-time first team All-Pro, a member of the 1990s All-Decade team, and a Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers, part of the Packers Hall of Fame, a finalist. This year, he is a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. No other than Leroy Butler. Joining us here, all things covered, Pat Peterson and Bryant McFadden. Leroy, how you doing?
Hey, Mac, good to be on with you, man. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Man, this is a big time treat for me because anytime we get some legendary defensive backs on the show, you know, we biased. So, you know, man, we always ready and fired up to have a sound conversation with individuals who we watched growing up. You know what I mean? We're going to tap in so much we can tap into with you. Florida State, of course, you see the Florida State jersey behind me. Mickey Andrews, Bobby Bowden, the same people that coach you, coach me as well. You know what I mean? And then watch you do your thing in the National Football League. And you've been recognized as always one of the great ones, but now officially being recognized as the great one, being the finalist, being recognized as a finalist is a huge achievement. We'll dive into that as well. But before we get into your career, the most recent news regarding your Green Bay Packers, unfortunately, Saturday night loss to the San Francisco 49ers in Lambeau Field. Frozen tundra, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyle Shanahan came to town, took care of business. Why can't this team seem to break through in the playoffs outside of having an outstanding regular season? There's something about postseason play that's kind of hindered the Green Bay Packers. What do you think that is, and why can't they beat the 49ers?
It's a system. I mean, it would be as if I coached against you. I said, okay, I know what Brian likes to do. I think he'll stick to that, and he knows what I like to do. That's Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur. But for some reason in the postseason, Shanahan is saying, I don't need a bunch of all-pros. I don't need any Hall of Fame, but I just have a system. If they believe in it, I can win. I got to get the game down in the teens or the 13-10. But the first time they played them a couple of years ago, postseason, Garoppolo threw it 9 times, and they ran the ball, had over close to 300 yards. So that was the system.
Yep.
And this was just a running back by committee, and it seemed like the Packers had everything. Mac, they had everything. They had home field throughout, MVP quarterback. They got some guys back from injury. And then I was at the game, it started to snow. You say, look at God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Special teams been bad all year. It's like your quarterback, to me, had to play at a high level because they've been doing it all year. Special teams bad. Aaron Rodgers outplayed them. You didn't even notice they was bad.
Yeah.
And you got to score more than 13 points. I mean, scoring more than 10 points. And I think that was a difference in the game. And it was very disappointing, very disappointing.
Yeah. And speaking of your quarterback, how much of, that loss do you put on Aaron Rodgers based on how prolific and outstanding he has been throughout the year? And like you said, only scoring 10 points.
Well, I tell you what, they don't give you wins or losses. Patrick Peterson doesn't get wins and losses. The quarterbacks do. The coaches do.
Yep.
Every now and then they'll sprinkle in a kicker. And those are the guys get paid the most money. So you would have to say every time a quarterback loses, how did he play? Josh Allen, okay, this guy put up 5 touchdowns. They're going to give him a pass on that. But, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the MVP and then score a touchdown. A lot of it goes on the quarterbacks. Just like I won a Super Bowl, but the headline is Brett Favre. So when we lose, we lost Super Bowl 32 to Denver. Brett didn't play his best game because Elway beat him. That's what they say in the barbershops. So my thing is you got to will your team to win. And then the last play, Mac, he could have hit Lazard on that end route.
Yes, he went and took the deep shot.
He was locked in on Devontae. So, and then you don't know if you're going to have him next year. The same thing like Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, they got in the playoffs, but it's still going to fall on Ben. I don't know if they say probably won't bring him back, but there's never a blueprint how you bring your quarterback back if he's a Hall of Famer. You just know that he's been there the last 3 years and he hadn't gotten to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, Leroy. And now we got Pat Peterson, P2, is back with us right now, joining us for this outstanding conversation with Leroy Butler. And this is a question you talked about Aaron Rodgers, not knowing what's going to happen with him. I know you've been asked this question many a times throughout the year. Do you believe he will be back in a Green Bay Packer uniform in 2022?
I would say no, because they're $45 million over the cap. And they drafted Jordan Love. He'll be on the roster for 3 years now to say we're going to move on at some point. If the only way they can make it work if Aaron comes in and say, listen, I'll take a pay cut to try to win a Super Bowl.
I don't see that happening.
No. Because and some people probably say, no, should he? Because you know what you was getting into. We all let quarterbacks do. If I was the defensive backs could do this, hey man, we get guaranteed contracts
to dictate things.
Right. They can say what they want, do what they want. I mean, the whole vaccination thing, and he going at it with the president and all this, it's just a head scratcher. Just play football and get to a Super Bowl. Then you can say we pushed our chips in and it worked. But this year, he said, I'll get back to you. I thought organizations would say, listen, this is what we're going to do. And moving forward, we're going to try to trade you somewhere and get a bunch of picks back. You win, you can go somewhere to try to win a Super Bowl. We can rebuild our team and we can both break up amicably. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people kind of split on it, because if you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, you want him to play and you are right with, 20 for 29, 225 yards, no touchdowns, no interception. And it ain't his fault. It's the special team's fault. But big picture, I think Jordan Love this year will be the quarterback, and it's time to move on. They'll trade him.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that's big news.
Trade him to who?
Hey man, who got some good draft pick? Hey, give me Justin Jefferson. Patrick, he's free agent. We'll take you too. You give me Danielle Hunter and 2 first-round picks, and let's talk. But they ain't going to do that because that's in the division. They ain't going to do that.
Green Bay not going to trade him to
No. After Brett Favre came there in Minnesota, they ain't doing that again, okay?
Yeah, they ain't doing that.
It'll probably be to an AFC team that got some good assets. I don't know, but they got to figure it out.
I'm trying to think who got some good assets.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know
the Giants got 2 first-rounders. The Eagles got 2 first-rounders. No, he ain't going to the Giants, but
he ain't going no Giants.
They don't want a handsome ransom. Yeah, he ain't.
I can see him probably. If you said Philly got some,
they got 2. They got 2 first-rounders.
Well, that could be a possibility. Well,
they probably want to do the AFC.
Yeah.
That way they don't have to play them into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I can see that.
The obvious team really is Pittsburgh, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, Mac.
Don't be sorry. Ben
Roethlisberger leaves. Aaron Rodgers loves to coach. So everybody loves Tomlin. Pittsburgh can package. I mean, there's a lot of players I would love on that roster. I mean, they're not going to give a TJ Watt and Fitzpatrick.
No.
They're not going to do that. But there's some players over there that they can probably get. I mean, I would get Clay Chase-Pool. I would love him.
Yeah.
I would love him. I mean, they got ways that I think Pittsburgh will probably work, because Pittsburgh at the cusp of we just need a quarterback.
Yeah, yes. One that's going to be in the lineup. You know what I mean?
Right, you're right. So, I mean,
hey, well, speaking of both of those quarterbacks, Aaron and Brett, over the past, the Green Bay organization had those 2 quarterbacks over the last 30 years. Realistically, and they've only been able to win 2. Realistically, how many do you think the organization should have?
That's a great question. First of all, I'll say this: Super Bowls are hard. I get that, but when you have a quarterback that you feel like can put you in position, you put pieces around them. Super Bowl 32, I think we could have won that one. And I think the Packers could have went back in 2014. They're up 19-9 in the fourth quarter. against Seattle, Russell Wilson threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one. And I think of another one, the 15-1 season. The Giants came in 9-7 and won.
Yeah.
2007. I mean, and Brett threw an interception. So it could possibly be 5 or 6 Super Bowls that was missed opportunities for whatever reason.
Right.
So, and if you're a guy, you're thinking, I didn't win but one Super Bowl, when do I not become Tampa? Because they have no quarterback in waiting. The Saints have no quarterback in waiting. Atlanta, no quarterback in waiting. Those franchises are going to have to rebuild. And Aaron said he don't want to be part of a rebuild, so we could add a lot more.
Yeah. Well, let's go back in time. Leroy, you grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. Duval. Yes, sir. And you played for Corky Rodgers, who is the all-time winningest coach in Florida high school history. For those that aren't familiar with that name, what can you tell them about your high school coach?
I tell you what, this is a fact. I remember I was in the 9th grade, and I was supposed to go to Terry Parker High School on the other side of town. But they had to do the busing thing, almost like segregation in a way. They said, well, we can't send the black kids here and the white kids here. We just got whatever your last name is, and we'll bust you in. So as I'm doing spring practice with Wayne Gallman, his son plays in the NFL, Wayne Gallman Jr.
Yeah, went to Clemson.
Yep, that's like my nephew. And I get a call. Well, you got to go to Lee High School. I said, well, wait a minute. My mom said I was coming to Terry Parker. No, you got to go to Lee High School. When I get home, my mom tell me all about Robert E. Now, this is the South.
Yeah.
She tell me all about Robert E. Lee and the Confederacy and things like that. She said, I want you to go there and make a difference. I go there, 10th grade year. Coach Corky Rodgers comes to the classroom. You want to play JV football, right? I said, yes, sir. And he says, well, I need to talk to you now. You're probably not going to play because we got so many people. And then I went out there. I played a little on JV. He moved me up. Junior year, he's like, you're my starter. Senior year, hey, you got to play both ways because we don't have enough people. He said, but I got some good news. You made consensus All-American, the first ever in the school history. And that changed my life. And he just told me that he just kept it 100. He said, you know what? We got black guys on the team, white guys on the team, but we love each other. We got one color. That's the color of the school. So, because racism was kind of ripping the team apart in a way. Yeah. But the team, when we played on Friday, everybody would come together. And Coach Corky Rodgers, he was out front with that. And he just pulled the curtain back. Listen, we're here to play football. We could change the world by winning. And I appreciated that because I didn't know how he was going to handle it. Because I remember the race car, the NASCAR driver, Bubba Wallace, I think.
Yeah.
He thought somebody put a noose in his thing, but it was
in his garage.
Yeah, but it was like a handle. Yeah. I used to get that all the time. Somebody would put stuff in my locker, nooses, KKK paraphernalia, white supremacist stuff. I never even told nobody. I didn't care. I just keep moving.
So that didn't bother you at all?
Nope. My mom say, stay focused on getting to the NFL. You get mad and you swing on somebody, you're going to be home with me.
Yeah.
She tell me that every day. She say, don't. I never told nobody. I was like, but why would they put a sheet with eyes? Because at first I thought it was a ghost. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was around October. My mom said, that ain't no ghost. I said, yeah, it is. No. All-American. So people trying to get you off your track. But she told me how God navigate these waters, but your ship, you at the top of it. And you can crash, or you can just say, hey, it's part of it. Keep it moving. So that's why I was able to get through it. And once I got to Florida State, it was different.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Florida State, you went on to play for another legend, Lord rest his soul, Bobby Bowden at Florida State, who managed to recruit one of the best secondaries of all time. What was the most impressive thing that you saw from Deion Sanders in your time at Florida State?
Now, I remember this is clearly, Patrick, you may appreciate this because you'll be in the Hall of Fame one day. When Deion talked to you, it's like that one uncle that you like that, hey, there's Unc.
Yeah, that super cool uncle.
Yes. Yeah, that invites you to the barbecue and that like make sure you know where the cold sodas are. I mean, he's just the coolest guy. I was a Proposition 48, so I couldn't play the first year. Mm-hmm. And I remember my sophomore year, I'm looking at the depth chart. I'm like, I'm number 5 free safety. He came and put his arm around me. He said, listen, young blood, if you can play, they'll find a spot for you. Don't worry about the depth chart. Just play kickoff team, play punt team, tell them to put you on everything but field goal. And if you're good enough, they'll find a spot for you. And once he told me that, I stayed focused on being R1, R5. Mm-hmm. You know, just do whatever, and the coaches will notice you. And that's what happened. My sophomore year, I was a special team guru. I was a flyer down there. I made play. Next thing you know, my junior year, Coach Bowden said, hey, man, you starting.
And take us through a list of names that was in that secondary throughout your time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Let's hear some of them names.
Martin Mayhew. Mm-hmm. My senior year, Terrell Buckley.
T-Buck, yep.
Oh, T-Buck was one of the best punt returners of all time. Mm-hmm. We had Stan Shiver. We had who else we had? We had one of the best nickelbacks in history. We had Derek Dodge, another safety headhunter. Mm-hmm. Man,
Dodge wore 33, right? I think he's 33.
Yeah. Oh, what? Man, he'd just take you out. He just knock himself out. That was before concussion protocol. Yeah. He laying down there, the receiver land, then he'll jump up. That's my guy. We had a rough secondary. It was very athletic, but it was different.
Yeah. Because did y'all play Jet Robber?
Oh, come on now. You know it. So we had boundary corner and field corner, Mac. You know this.
We had that, but it's funny. Y'all played the same defense we were playing. That Jet Robber. Was that your signal? The little gun?
Yeah.
Andrew, he over there go in his pocket, pull out the gun, Jet Robber. Like, man, we play Jet Robber the whole game, Cole. We don't play no cover 2. We can't get no 3. We tied. We tied. Man, you know in Tallahassee it's hot in September. Man, all this man to man. My legs getting heavy.
Hey, you know, we're sitting that man be like, oh man,
yeah. Shoot, man. Call all this man. Let me get a cover 2 or something, man.
Yeah, same thing.
That's crazy. With the same defenses y'all ran in the late 80s, we ran in the 2000s and lived by it.
Fix it.
No question. No question. And I know no fans, this is a highlight, we see every year. And the fans of Florida State would love this one. Take us through the Puntrooskie against Clemson in Death Valley, 1988, and why that was one of the most epic trick plays ever.
Well, I'll tell you what, Patrick and Brian, what made it significant, I remember one of our assistant coaches brought that play back. He said, I got a play. We're going to save it for Florida. And Patrick, we play Florida at the end of the year when it's like a rivalry weekend. Mm-hmm. We'll save it. So like week 5, we're practicing in practice. It didn't work. Mm. So we tried again, surprise it on defense in practice. It still didn't work. Mm-hmm. So Coach Bowden said, we're going to shelf this. Don't even worry about it. We're not going to even do it. So we get in the Clemson game and we're backed up on our own like 18-yard line. It's like a minute to go or whatever. But on 3rd down, our quarterback throws it and the guy should intercept it. And defense people can't catch. Well, I can't. He dropped it. So it's 4th down. I'm already on the punt team. Coach Bowden said, run it. As I'm running on the field, I said, it's raining.
Yeah.
And
he suspected.
I mean, he got it. If you want to fool him, now's the time. We run out there. I tell the punter, I said, we're going to run it. The punter looked at me like, I said, yep. So we line up. He jumps like the ball went over his head. And when he did that, Dane Williams got the ball and put it between my legs. The crowd is going crazy because they thought the ball went over his head.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I was supposed to sit there for 3 seconds, but it was like 1001, and I see a guy sees me. I said, "Oh, I gotta go." I took out, and I ain't got the form y'all got, so I got the first down.
That head went back.
You couldn't see my name. My head was all. You couldn't even see the name of my jersey.
It was like you was running in the neighborhood from that dog.
Right.
That neighborhood dog was after you. That's when you know that form going. When that head is all the way back. Oh boy, it's a struggle.
I couldn't believe it. So after they done that whooper, he was back there. I forgot he was back there. I'm running to come see this guy. I think his name was Jerome Henderson. And he's chasing me, and I'm thinking I'm in the clear. I said, "Oh, there's the return." So I said, "I gotta get as far as I can." And I think he knocked me out at the 3. Richie Andrews, my guy, made the field goal. And after that, Coach Bowden came to the sideline. I said, "What made you call it?" He said, "I wanted somebody to win."
Wow.
I wanted somebody to win. And I asked him, though, guys, I said, "Why you chose me to run it?" He said, "Because I knew you could keep a secret."
And that sounds just like him too.
Oh, question.
Yeah. Oh boy, I think you keep a secret. I said, "Yes, sir. I can keep a secret." It worked.
Yeah, that's a classic highlight, man. I just see you with that head back better than all whites, man. I said, right. He just that form is gone.
It's gone.
You couldn't even see the 6. My head was all the way back, man. It was like the Matrix. I'm telling you. I'll never forget it.
Well, speaking of one iconic play in your collegiate career, we move on to your pro career. You get drafted by Green Bay, and we all know what Green Bay Lambeau Leap, what it stands for, and when it's celebrated when you make a big play. But I didn't even know this.
Yeah, Pat, you didn't know this, huh?
I did not know this. Lambeau Leap was inspired and pretty much created by you. So how do you feel when you see someone do that every single time they score in Lambeau Stadium?
That's a great question, because it does makes me feel a type of way, because it shows the love of the fans. Mm-hmm. And it's not something individual. It's just without the fans, you can't do it. So I think the fans love it too. Now you can interact with the fans. And, because without our fans, we're nobody. And I just appreciated that, because we were playing the Raiders and it was like 11 below with the wind. And I was like, why these people? We were up like 21-0, I think. Just no one has gone home. It's 1993. I've only been in the league like 3 years. And I'm like, no one has gone home. And I remember Mike Holmgren telling Reggie, he told the defense, if you get an interception or a fumble, do not lateral it, because y'all gonna mess it up. But Reggie, I said, Reggie finna lateral this ball. I caused a fumble. I run over there. He lateral me the ball, run down the sideline, and man, I'm a defensive back. I don't get many touchdowns, I'm not as fast as y'all. And I ran up there. I dropped that ball. I jumped up there. I said, I'm gonna jump in the stands, and the fans, I think it caught them by surprise. They didn't know what I was doing. Like, why isn't he stopping? I mean, because normally, as soon as you break the goal line, you just turn around and do something. But I kept running, jumped up there.
So was it something that just happened? It was like
spontaneous. It just popped in my head.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Well, that's dope. Man, the Lambeau Leap.
And think about this, Leroy.
You're elite, man.
No question. And think about this, Leroy. You will forever go down as one of the greats, because that's something that we see every home game from a Packer player. And we've seen some visiting players try to jump in and do the Lambeau Leap as well.
Yes.
And because of your creativity being spontaneous, as you see behind Leroy, if you're watching us on YouTube, he has the Leap Vodka. Yeah. So because of your creativity, you've been able to branch off and not just create the Lambeau Leap, but you also have a Leap Vodka. Tell us a little bit about the alcohol.
Well, I got a call from Chad Greenway, as you guys know. Mm-hmm. He works for Grey Duck, and I remember him saying, Leroy, we got a venture for you. I get a lot of calls like that, but I'm like, but by him being a former player and passing the plug, that gets through the red tape. So he's already in the Butler bubble. So I'm listening to him, and he presented it very well. But I say, Chad, I'll be honest with you. If I can name it and be part ownership. I don't want to be an ambassador, but if I can be part ownership, get back to me.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks later, he said, Leroy, your wish is my command. We're going to give you part ownership and you can name it. What do you want to name it? Leap. I got 2 nephews. That's what they call me, Uncle Leap. They don't even call me Uncle Leroy, Uncle Leap.
Yeah.
And once that took off right in the pandemic, it's doing very well. It's a slow grinding thing, but when you're in the alcohol I modestly say, because I don't even drink. And I've never drank, never smoked. But I remember, guys, going into the stadium, I said, why are these people tailgating? I don't get it. Because you can get food and drinks in the stadium.
Right.
So I used to go to games. I'm like, I just don't understand why they won't just go inside. So I never marketed to those people. I was always doing stuff with families or good stuff. I said, man, I mean, I want to do something, you know, market to the people that come in to see the game. And this was perfect.
Yeah.
So it really worked out amazing.
Awesome,
The Leap Vodka. So, hey, man, y'all go support Leroy and Leap Vodka. Where can I get it?
Oh, leapspirits.com in Wisconsin only for, I think, the next 90 days. Then we'll be everywhere. And if you go to any local pickandsave.com or if you go to leapspirits.com, you can find out if you're in Wisconsin, wherever, they'll let you know where you can find it.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, make sure you support. Well, we know, like you said, Wisconsin, they were supporting you, so you already got a nice plug of consumers already. Yeah. The Packers got Brett Favre in 92, went and got Reggie White in 93.
Yeah.
When did you know that team with those superstars was Super Bowl material?
Great question. Because, and you guys been around great players. You never know if I cook a lot, so I use these cooking references. When you get guys from 31 to 21, how can you get them on the same page? It's hard.
Yeah.
Everybody got something going on. People, the single guys are flying in, Instagram models. Well, we didn't have Instagram, but you know what I mean. And then the married guys got families. And then people want to go hunting. We play spades. I mean, some guys playing backgammon. But I need them to get on the same page. When Reggie White came in, we got on the same page. And because it was a losing culture. And then I remember going to Dallas in 94, 95 season. And we started, I said, you know what? This sounds like something we can have big if everybody would buy in. The next year, 96, when we got back to training camp, you could see it.
Yeah.
When you swipe your card, all the problems was outside. Whatever you were going through, when you come in the building, we're trying to win a Super Bowl. And we'll openly talk about it. Hey, we want to win a Super Bowl. We're here this year. We're in the fast track to win a Super Bowl. We want all the smoke. They bring it. We want it. And we play like that. And I just say, man, we got something here for a long time, which you never know how long it lasts.
Right.
It was awesome, man. It was a great run. Then I remember real quick, we beat Carolina in the championship game, and I saw a poster, and I didn't notice at the time. It said 30 years of misery is ended. We're going to the Super Bowl, kind of like Cincinnati. I mean, 31 years. So it was awesome.
Would you say Reggie White is the greatest defensive player ever?
Oh, no question. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he affected the way the blocking scheme. I never even knew this, but it would slide the line to Reggie. That means there's a lot of one-on-ones backside and in the middle. And that's why I used to get all my sacks. So if it wasn't for Reggie, there would be no Leroy Butler full-time All-Pro because I'd have got hit in the mouth by these guards.
Yeah.
But they had to slide that line hard to Reggie. And he would just force so many overthrows, and we got so many picks. And he was so unselfish, too. I mean, the guy was just truly amazing. He would throw down the tackle, jump over the back, sack the quarterback. And then he would affect it in the locker room. And he would, his speeches were just, I mean, he would put the Hallmark card to shame. I mean, just come up with something. and you be ready to go.
Yeah.
He's a Christian, as I am, but he almost cussed one time. Rest in peace to Reggie. And that's what got us fired up for the Super Bowl. He said, God, let's go out there and let's get him. Did you just curse? He said, no, I didn't say it. I said, well, you're thinking it though, because God knows. Almost, because he never said a curse word. It was so funny. And we ran on the field and beat New England.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that 96 season where you guys, that was 96, you guys won the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so speaking of that 96 season, as a team, you guys had the number one offense and the number one defense. Yes. And individually, you probably had the best season with 5 interceptions and 6.5 sacks, speaking of Reggie White. What was your fondest memory from that year?
You know what? We were also number one in special teams. So we had all 3.
Y'all had the trifecta.
What? I remember Desmond Howard. And I said, Desmond, you the missing piece. Andre Rison, Bad Moon. You the missing piece. That's why we couldn't win. We need the swagger. And Desmond made it easy, man. The defense was struggling. He would score a couple times. And it just seemed like everything was working out. And that season went so fast. And I just remember we had no weaknesses on defense. We were number one against the run, the pass, overall scoring. And Brett was MVP. I mean, we had a dual running back, and our coach used to get out the way. He give us a call and back up. You can audible if you want to. Put us in the right position. I remember Fritz Sherman, our coordinator, I was asking him about Steve Young, who went to play them. He was like, I can't give you their damn playbook. Just go stop whatever they do.
Line up and play.
I get it. So that made that season fun. It really did. We were just a close-knit team. We were so close, guys. We had a couple guys in financial trouble. They weren't making a lot of money. They were special teamers. We didn't wait for him or the 2 guys to struggle. We got together as players. These are our guys. We put up money and gave them both $50,000 each. I never told this story. We put up money for each one to get $50,000 cash. I mean, you know how them rappers be showing all that cash?
Yeah.
We did that a long time ago. We like Soulja Boy. We did that first.
Big Draco.
I love Big Draco. That's my guy. We wanted, whatever your problem was, we fixed it. If it's finance, we can help you. If somebody was late to pick up their kids, we'll have somebody go pick them up. If your wife was flying in, we'll have a limo go pick up. You just play. And I've never seen a team like that. I mean,
guys, that was stuff the organization provided, like, you know,
we need them.
Service.
We need them. We were going to do it.
Wow.
That's what we know how to get done, right?
Yeah.
And this was before Uber. Now they were doing this thing. Tell the intern, hey man,
go look through the phone book.
Right.
Yeah, the phone. I forgot that phone book.
Yeah. You, Mac, you may not know about that phone book.
That phone book, I forgot that.
They're about that thick. They leave it on your doorstep.
Yes, sir. And your grandma gonna put it in the middle of the table.
Oh yeah.
Grandma gonna have it in the middle of the table. No question. The yellow
That's
pages.
What we did. Every problem a guy had, because we have team meetings without the coaches. What's going on, guys? What could we? I mean, I think we lost to the Colts. And they hadn't won a game. And they beat us. Marvin Harrison had the cheat code. We couldn't cover him. Marvin Harrison was, I think it was his rookie year. The quarterback was Paul Justin.
I don't even remember him.
They put that thing on us. We said, okay, we need to regroup. But we always talked about problems. And I think that made us a close team to deal with adversity. And that's the reason why we won.
Wow, that's dope. That's a dope story. And, you know, talking about another up and coming wide receiver at that time, you had some great battles against Pat P's Minnesota Vikings in the 90s when they had Chris Carter there the whole time. But then In 98, they brought in Randy Moss, who, by the way, went to Florida State for a short period of time. He was in Florida State at Tallahassee. What were you thinking when they added Randy Moss in your first experience in playing against Moss?
Two things. First, Chris Carter, to me, this is my opinion. Chris Carter, to me, has the best hands I've ever seen. I've never seen him drop a pass. And I've seen some balls out of his radar. He's just never dropped a pass. He has the best hands ever. Jerry Rice is the GOAT. So put him to the side, okay?
Yeah.
But if you hook a DB up to an EKG machine, just wrap it around it. When he playing 84 now, you wrap it, it'll break the machine. Heartbeat, because you knew you were going to be on Sports Center if you didn't come correct. Randy Moss had the cheat code. We doubled him, Patrick. We doubled him. He jumped over our guys, scored. I remember at Lambeau, he had put it like 190 something, 2 or 3 touchdowns. I'm like, man, this guy.
Hey, was that the game? Was that the game he mooned the crowd?
No, that wasn't that game.
Okay.
But I remember that. He said he did that because when they drive in, and you probably know this, our fans are rough, and they used to moon the bus.
Yeah.
So he said he did it back. So I said, okay, don't worry about it. But I said, man, I'm sick of you. Randall Cunningham was the quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He was letting it go, too.
He would let that thing.
And they had Jake Reed. They had Jake Reed was the third receiver.
Oh, man, come on. And Robert was the running back.
Robert Smith.
We call Randall the slingshot. He just throw it up. Randy Moss throw that hand up. I said, man, I'm sick of you, man. Won't you go away? He said,
you
really,
knew it was coming. Every time you knew it was coming.
Oh, man.
Before the Allen Iverson crossover, actually Tim Hardaway, but Mac, you wasn't born then, but
I remember Tim Hardaway, that killer crossover.
You wasn't born. He get with one hand. So before the Allen Iverson, it was the Moss. Moss. He'll run right past you. Remember he played against Dallas.
And Thanksgiving.
Culpepper just throwing it up.
Yeah. So he had 3 catches for like 140 or something like that. Deion didn't play that game. He had a hamstring or something like that.
In Minnesota.
It's a good thing he did. That young boy was true, man.
I know he was, man. I had an opportunity to watch him on Monday nights for sure. Did you, speaking of the Vikings, did you feel some type of way when Brett Favre eventually joined the Green your rival?
Man, y'all got some good questions. I'll be honest. When he came back, he retired and came back 3 years, say coming, didn't want to play. Okay, fine. So Aaron Rodgers got the keys to the franchise. They didn't want to take him back. So Brett said, I want to play. Oh, nope, we're going to trade you. Trade him to the Jets. So Brett got upset, said, man, I'm going to go to Minnesota and I'm going to come back and beat y'all.
Oh, so that was personal.
Was it? Yes. He went to the Jets for 1 year, retired.
He knew he had his plan all along.
Oh, that was I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
It's just a pit stop.
Yeah.
Then he said, I'm going to the purple. And when the first time he went by the Lambeau, he beat the Packers.
Yeah. Minnesota had a great team that year, too. I think it was 13-3.
I think Brett made $35 million in 2 years. Some crazy number.
Yeah.
And one of the years was $20 million. I said, you got to go play, man. That's business. You got to go play. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, what you gonna say no to?
Especially at that time, because that was like
2009.
Yeah, that's like
that's big money.
That's like 30 million right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
35.
Yeah. You're right, Patrick. Now I will say this: when they lost to the Saints,
that was a joy to you.
Hey man, listen to Paul Allen. I love Paul Allen. This is not Detroit. You can kick a field goal. I say yes.
They beat up Brett too.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
They beat him up.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that game, that was a wild guy because I was in school at that time. But if my man all day, great player. If he don't fumble the ball 3 times, they easily win that ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, Pat. Yeah, Pat, you're right. I forgot he fumbled 3 times.
twice in the red zone, one to pretty much that stopped them from sealing the game at the 2-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. And then he fumbled another one in that final drive to get.
I forgot about that.
To kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a man. That game was fired up.
It was a fired up game. It was a fired up game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, so Leroy, you're a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year with a ton of support behind you. But what do you think has held you back from being inducted into the Hall of Fame to this point?
You know, I thought about that the first year, a couple of years ago. I was my first time being a finalist. I was excited, but I knew I wasn't going to make it. But I was excited being a finalist because I said a lot of guys won't be in this position. I need to enjoy it. And plus, I got a chance to take a picture with Roger Staubach. That was my childhood hero, man. Yeah, I was the biggest Cowboy fan in the world. And I said, man, that go Roger Staubach. This is awesome, seeing all these gold jacket guys. I remember Ty Law and some of the guys said, man, you deserve to be here. But I knew I wasn't. But last year, I said, I don't know, because there's so many slam dunks and then when they call you, Mr. Baker was like, well, unfortunately now, no, I just said, okay, I'll talk to you later. No big deal. Next year. But he said, you made the final 10. I said, oh, okay. Because that's a game changer. Because if you make the final 10, that means you usually go in a year or so after that.
Oh, okay.
So this year, I have more anxiety because I think it's really close. So I'm just hoping, because you look at the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, I'm the only first team all decade member that's not in. It's almost embarrassing, like I'm the only guy. So hopefully it's this year.
Do you think you get enough credit for transforming the safety position, being the first player in NFL history to have 20 sacks and 20 interceptions? And I played with a player too. I think he was maybe the 6th player to do it, Adrian Wilson, get 20. He part of the 2020 club. But do you think you get enough credit for transforming the position?
Platinum question. And I remember Lee Rimmel, a media guy, he was like, you doing stuff that a lot of guys don't do at the safety position. And then when I was all decade first team, he was like, man, you may have a chance at Hall of Fame. But it just seemed like when I started doing that, Troy Polamalu and Brian Dawkins weren't around yet to do it to that level. And things used to change because safeties used to be cover 2, cover 4. Yeah, I mean, every now and then you come down and play a little robber, but going after the quarterback, picking passes off, covering the third receiver. I did that. No safety really did that. I used to cover people. If it was a number 1 tight end, when we play Shannon Sharp, he's my guy. Yeah. I don't care what coverage you put up there, I got it. If it's a tight end pass against a tight end, Ben Coates. So it didn't matter. Jay Novacek, he's my guy. Now I do keep the integrity of the defense. A lot of safeties not really doing that, So at that time, so I just hopefully that, not the Pro Bowls, because back then in the 90s, all your buddies was going to vote for you, and that's a whole third. Yeah. And so it was like a popularity. But all pro, making 4 all pros is hard to do back in the 90s. There was so many. I think Ronnie Lott was the second team all decade. He made it the first decade from 80s to the 90s, I think. But from 90 to 2000, I made first team, he made second team. So I'm thinking I will have an opportunity. But I think all pros what really gets you in there. That's when I was telling Patrick, he'll probably get in soon because that's what they look at. If you're consistent and get them all pros or make an all decade team, that's the cheat code for them to put you on the radar.
Yeah. And Steve Atwater was the other safety opposite of you, first team.
Yes. Me and him were first team. Yeah. And that's my guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Well, Leroy, we're going to transition to the superlative part of our show. Quick, few rapid fire questions. Get you up out of here. We want your honest, unbiased answer. First question we got for you. Best Lambeau Leap you've ever seen?
It's a tie. Robert Brooks, he's the one who did the song about it, Jump in the Stand. That really blew up the Lambeau Leap. If Robert Brooks don't cut that single, now my favorite rapper right now is Gunner.
Oh, you like?
I love Gunner, dog. This is all P what we doing.
Oh yeah.
Not like Young Thug and all those
Pusha
guys.
P.
Yeah,
Pusha
man.
P.
Hey, man. That P got power, cuz. I'm glad my wife didn't hear me say that. I love Greg too. But Robert Brooks did something before the rap game crossed over into football. I know Kobe put out an album and all these guys, but Robert wrote that. It was awesome. Robert Brooks and Donald Driver was the first time I see a guy throw the ball down, jump, and like the Matrix turn and sit on the wall.
Wow. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I just see guys do that. So that was by far those are two best.
I got it. Hey, it's a lot of great athletes that went to your alma mater. Give me your Rushmore. Mount Rushmore.
Time probably take 2 spots, but I'm gonna do one. Prime time. I say, this may get me in trouble.
It's your list. Your top 4.
Yeah, that's true. But Mac, you know how FSU people are.
Your top 4.
Terrell Buckley.
Oh.
Sammy Smith.
Sammy Smith was a grown man. Pat, I don't know if you remember Sammy Smith.
I don't.
Running back, ran the 4x1, about 6. What he was about 6'1", 225, 230.
Cut, ripped. I mean, just no fat. He used to never put a shirt on. I said, dude, put a shirt on, man. My girl coming a little bit. Put a shirt on, man. This college, dog. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Now, knowing me, I would put me up there as a 4th, but I'm not for the show. Okay. I'm not going to do that. And to me, the guy who was most impactful was, and this is going to shock everybody with me and Mac from, Dexter Carter.
Oh, 35. Running back.
That's my guy. I was going to say either him or Amp Lee, but I'm talking about guys I played with. 5'9", great guy. And I know I'm going to get in trouble because my roommate was Lawrence Dawson. That's my guy. But this kind of gives me the political answer. So that's, yeah.
That's your list. So you got Prime Time, Sammy, T-Buck.
And Dexter Carter.
Dexter. Yeah. Okay. Got another tough one for you. Best Packers quarterback ever.
Brett Favre.
You taking Brett over Aaron? Why you taking Brett over Aaron? Okay.
Brett ain't never missed a game. Never. Nope. And plus, I'm biased. I want a ring with him, but he's never missed a game. I mean, nobody can really say that.
That's big. Because we know how much the season endured for sure.
Exactly.
Back then, they were hitting quarterbacks for real. Back then, they were hitting quarterbacks for real.
I mean, the guy, I saw his ankle one time. It was the color of a crayon box. I said, "You can't play, Roy Lee. Ain't nothing wrong with my arm."
What do you used to call you? You say Roy Lee.
Roy Lee.
That's what he called you.
He didn't like Oily, that's what Deion gave me my nickname, Oily, Oyyle. I got the pros, the guys start calling me Roy Lee.
Yeah.
He said, "Ain't nothing wrong with my arm. Y'all just keep the folks off me. I can throw that thing." So
that's dope.
That's great. I love it. And you can tell that's his mentality for sure.
Yeah, man. That's Warren Sapp. Women Warren Sapp out there cussing each other out. Why you bothering with 99, man? 99 is platinum. Really? Bring them on. I said, bring them on. You say, so Sapp, D Brooks, y'all leave him alone, man. Leave that guy alone, man. That guy ain't scared of y'all.
Brett used to be out there talking trash?
What? Oh, child.
Oh, man.
Brett will look up in the media guide and find out what your parents' name. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Jones don't like me giving you this work. I said, "What? Leave us alone, man." Why? He said that to John Randall. And I'm like, Brett, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Making him play good.
Break him on.
Man.
He wanted that smoke. He wanted all the smoke.
All of it.
Hey, so can you imagine right now, since you say Gunner, and I think he's on this song, being in a locker room with Future, all the smoke right now? Can you imagine that in y'all locker room right now?
I would think on I-9 and 16, that's a good question. I bet y'all white guys be in there doing that.
Yeah. So speaking of rappers,
that's how it go, man. That's how it go.
Speaking of rappers, here's another question. Give me your top 5 rappers right now.
Oh, now you really trying to get me in trouble. Oh my God. Well, expeditiously, T.I. is on that list.
Okay. Yeah.
T.I. is my guy. Love Gunna.
Yep.
Drake. Got to have Drake on that.
No
you
question.
got Drake.
Have Drake on that.
I mean, I'm a married man and she ain't here, but Drake gonna bring all the girls.
No question.
All the liquor and all the everything.
That Leap vodka.
Right.
Yeah, leap vodka.
Yeah,
no question.
Drake, man. And I gave the Drake for free. So the other two more I really like. I don't know if I'll put him as a rapper, but if I gotta meet Eminem, man. Eminem, my guy, man.
Yeah, Eminem can go.
What?
Yeah, that halftime show with Super Bowl will be bananas this year too with Eminem.
Man, come on.
Snoop. Yeah.
And you just said the last one, Snoop Dogg, man.
Snoop Dogg. I like that top 5.
Yeah, I do too. You listen to Kodak Black?
Yeah. I'm a gremlin too sometimes. Super gremlin, yeah. I was listening to that before I logged on with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get the subtitles to the son know what I'm saying because he got to rap real fast. I'm like, what is he saying?
Hey, you know, he got that real Florida swing, twang to his lyrics. You got to really listen.
My nephew put me up on Black, man. I said, okay, I can feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
53, I'm vibing to it. Okay.
Roy Lee, you say you can super gremlin?
Yeah, I'm a super gremlin, man. I hope my wife don't see this podcast. That'll get me a divorce, man.
Oh, that's all love, baby. It's all love.
I know.
All love, man. Listen, Leroy Butler, man, it's a pleasure have you on, man. This candid conversation highlighting your career, Leap Vodka. We even tapped into the music game, gave us some insight on your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers in 2022, and most importantly, Hall of Fame finalists this year. So hopefully, we're going to speak this into existence, allow it to manifest. You're getting in this year.
Yeah, you're getting in there.
Another Florida State going in, the football heaven, as they say, Canton, Ohio. Leroy Butler, all-pro, Green Bay Packer, great, soon-to-be Hall of Famer. Thank you once again for joining us, man. It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it, baby.
Well, I tell you what, if I do get in, we got to do a part 2 because we got a lot of stuff to cover.
No question.
100%.
No question.
We need all of it. We need all of it.
And listen here, and Leroy, when we do a part 2, I'm just like you. I don't drink, you know what I mean? But I take a sip of your Leap Vodka if you take a sip as well.
That's a
once
fact.
you get in.
That'll work.
Love it.
I just hope it ain't too strong for my chest. Pat, you heard what I said? I hope it just ain't too strong for my chest.
A little cranberry in there. You
might bring some tears. It might bring a tear to my eye. I don't even drink soda.
Yeah, we were both fall out. Patrick got to do the whole show, man. These guys sleep, man. I'm gonna finish the show. Eric gonna be like, "What is going on with the guys?" I appreciate it, man. I've done a lot of podcasts, and this got to be the best one I've ever had. I mean, doing it with two DBs who I respect and love. And when Brian hit me up, I say, man, say no more, man. You in the family, you in the Butler bubble. You call me anytime.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate that, man.
We appreciate that.